Since our interview is going to be at John's house, I figured I'd just show you my stuff and I'll just go over it briefly with you. So, my first shelving unit, I kind of build my mocks within the dimensions of these cheap Walmart shelves that I buy. So, I have like a medieval mock that I got set up here. It's like a castle, some little Tudor style buildings. I got a blacksmith. Just some cool patterns there with the stonework and the ground. I don't know, this is one of my favorite ones. And I paint the backgrounds out of watercolor. This still needs some work. I'm still going to do a lot to it. This is probably my favorite one, my Imperial, like Pacific Coast Imperial Castle, whatever you want to call it, with custom battleship that I made. Got like the red coats and the blue coats, the British, whatever you want to call them, British or French. And again, another background that I painted just to go with them. I really liked these figures when I was a kid, because these are really old, these blue coats. So yeah, that one's really cool. This is one of my more recent ones that I did, my little Western village. I really love cowboys and all that good stuff. So I have like, and these are all my designs except for these two buildings. These are classic buildings. From the cowboy sets from the 90s, system sets from the 90s. I just wanted to include them because I liked them so much. But I've got like a little light system going in here, which is really cool. Yeah, I used these two base plates from the original cowboy Lego system sets. The bandit hideout, just put two of them together to make a road. I don't know, I really like this one. Down here, my light's dead. But this is my Native American, kind of just little village, little getaway. I used an older base plate and raised it with some pillars underneath, and so it holds this up pretty well. I've got the chief with smoke signals up there. I've got two of these teepees from the Lone Ranger sets because I really liked them. It's just a fun mock here. I really like Native Americans, so you don't get to see them a whole lot. Down here I have a Pacific Islander mock setup with some pirates invading, I guess. I really like these little tiki huts that I came up with, and again I have one of these classic base plates that I incorporated a classic drawbridge and another custom made boat. This is completely my design. Everything on the shelf is completely my design, but yeah, it's just one way to make a scene. So the rest of it is just a lot of my collection, not mocks, but just prize stuff. My Toy Story, I think this is mid-80s Inn, which is one of my favorite sets of all time. My Robin Hood hideout, Forestman hideout, which is really, really cool. Right here I've got a castle that I designed. I probably tore it down and rebuilt it like 15 times, and I just love it. I have like these Templar knights here fighting these Vikings with their little siege tower, and got a dragon up top, functional doors. It's really cool. It's really sturdy, and one thing that I try to do with all of my mocks is make them playable. Like, I don't want them to fall apart when you touch them, so little kids can actually play with them. To find out quickly, I'm obsessed with Star Wars. So these are all my designs. I just take Lego spaceships and then I incorporate them into my mocks within the dimensions of the shelves. Because I couldn't display these things properly. Like, just having them on a shelf was too boring, so I wanted to put them in a scene. So I spent a lot of money on base plates and just regular bricks for whatever scene it was. This is Endor from Return of the Jedi. That was a really fun build. I came up with my own design for the shelter. Got Han Solo back there, and I got Leia over here. Down here is just your Battle of Hoth. Pretty simple. I'm still working on an interior for the Hoth base, the Echo base, whatever you want to call it. And the whole inspiration came from just getting this walker here and wanting to display it and not really having a cool way to do it, so I came up with this. Right here is from Rogue One, the Scarif battle. Again, I got this U-Wing and I really liked it and didn't have a cool way to display it, so I just built a battle scene around it and incorporated one of the other sets. Here I've got, what is this called? The Kashyyyk battle from Star Wars Episode 3. Not a whole lot to it, just because you really need a lot of room to have a big battle scene, but you know, I did my best. It's pretty simple. I just have like a little Wookiee thing. I'm not super proud of this one, but I built it more to display this walker here and the tank droids. This here is from The Force Awakens, the first of the newest Star Wars series. This is Maz's castle, and we've got one of the drop ships. We got Kylo, Captain Phasma. This is when they like flew in and started attacking everybody. I got some troopers burning the trees down, which is kind of cool. It's still a pretty basic mock, but that's been redone millions of times. Got Helm's Deep here. A lot of it is built with knockoff Technic bricks or Mega Block bricks, whatever they are, just because I love the rounded edges to them. I know some people are like elitists, but I like it, so it's whatever. I could do the same thing with Lego, but I just came across a boatload of these little blocks. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I've got the Black Gate set that I bought 2 of them, kind of combined them into one, and then bought a bunch of gray bricks online to make 2 mountains with so basically a valley from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the 3rd movie at the very end. So yeah, that's one of my favorites, when all the last of Middle Earth are surrounded by the orcs, and you got Aragorn, you got Gandalf, Legolas, and they're all just kind of fending everybody off. So that's one of my older ones. This one, nothing really special to see here. I just wanted a cool way to display this ATTE, which is not my design. But again, I paint all these backgrounds because I think it makes them look way, way, way cooler. This right here is from Star Wars Episode 3. Can't remember the name of the planet, which is bad. But I got this dropship, which is one of my favorite sets of all time, and I wanted a cool way to display it. And I wanted to display this ATTE that I heavily modified. This was from Captain Rex's ATTE, which looks completely different. So I basically stripped this down and redid it in my own design, and I like it better this way. So basically you have Obi-Wan fighting General Grievous. It's a really cool scene in the movie. It's like cliffs, and you got all these troopers going up the side and just fighting tons of droids. And I got my dropship and my ATTE, so I'm pretty happy. This down here is, I'm not really a city modular person at all, but my wife got me this diner set for my birthday because I just thought it was the coolest thing, and I didn't want to just have it sitting on a shelf by itself, so I just quickly designed 3 little row homes that you typically see in like New York or Boston or Philly. Kind of just put them all together. There's nothing inside them. They're just facades, mainly because I wanted to save pieces for something else. But